Hi parents, I'm making this video to assist you with some of the downloads we're going to need today. If you ordered the kit, all you're going to need for the craft today is this bag. If you don't have the kit, you are going to have to download this sheet, and I have instructions as well. If you happen to have gotten a pipette for today's lesson, you would have to take your pipette and make a little snip and cut off the top, because this is what we're going to use to launch our little spaceship. If you don't have a pipette, no worries. I'm going to give you a little trick that's going to help your child do that. If you have a pipette, the sheet that you download could be done on cardstock. If you don't have a pipette, then just make it a regular piece of paper. All right? So I'm going to go over the instructions for the craft today. I'll start with this one. So if you have cardstock and you have a pipette, then if you see what I did here, you don't have to cut out the spaceship right on all the lines. I just kind of went around just to make it easier for you. So the child's gonna decorate it. When we're finished with that, after they've colored it, then we're gonna add the pipette. And you're gonna need Scotch tape for that. So you just put the pipette on the back of the astronaut, and you're just gonna put a little piece of tape on it, like so, so the ship can launch. So you're gonna take the straw, insert it in the pipette, and then your child can, of course I don't have my glasses on, there you go, make it launch. Like that. Now, nowadays, we only have paper straws that are available. If you have paper straws, you probably need more than one, because whenever I do this in my classroom, when the kids bite down on it, then they can't be used again. So just a little pointer there. All right, if you don't have the pipette, then, as I said, you're just gonna cut around. So watch me, just simply like this. And you can have this done before the lesson today, and then your child can just color it, and then you can add the extra. So if you don't have a pipette, no worries. We're just gonna make a little tube with this blue rectangle that I put on the download. So you're just gonna need to use your fine motor skills a little, because what the pipette does, we cut it off, and there's a barrier here, so when you blow, there's nowhere for the air to go but up. So you're gonna take your piece of paper and you're gonna roll it into a little tube, put a piece of tape on, and then you want to close one side of it. So I'm gonna put another little piece of tape on there. I chose this craft because the kids really have a lot of fun with it. In retrospect, I see it's a little complicated for parents at home. All right, and then after your child colors it, then you're just gonna tape the pipette, not the pipette, the tube you've just made right on the bottom. No, actually it doesn't have to be on the bottom, in the middle should be fine. Okay, so it looks like that. Then when we go to launch our rocket, they stick the straw in and they blow. All right, so I know your child's gonna have fun with that. The other thing we're doing today is, for the very first time, we are writing with our pencils the letter A, utilizing the lines. When I have my classroom, this is always the hardest thing we do during the first few weeks of school. And when I do this, I usually do one child at a time. I call them over and I do it alongside them so they have an idea. By 3 weeks from now, we can do this as a small group, or your child should be able to follow along with Mrs. Hamilton. So this does not have to be used inside your binder, but it might be better if they write it on their binder, because as I said, the slant will help them with the right hand placement. So when they're writing their letters, oh, I forgot I have a pencil box for today. Remind your child of the steps. Have the point facing them. They use their pincer finger. They pinch it, then they lift it up, and then they add the third finger. All right? When we make this, even though I'm working with the children independently, they don't always use the lines, and that's okay. This is kindergarten work, but I do want them to have an idea of what the lines look like, and some of them might be ready to make the A on the lines. So I made the 3 little dots like we did for the Annie alligator. So they start up top, slide down, go back up to the top, slide down, and cross it in the middle. And then they're gonna make some more here. If your child is really having trouble with the pencil, I sometimes have the child use a crayon. And sometimes their A's, well, I'll show you after I show you how to do the lowercase. So here's the dot for the lowercase A. They make a circle and a line. It is okay if they're going off the lines. This is their very first time ever seeing lines like this. I'll show you what some of the kids do. Sometimes they're really having trouble, and if I just get them to make a diagonal line, and a line across the middle, that's fine. And it's so exciting to see your child progress as the year goes on. So by probably December, the kids are all writing on the line. They're still working on spacing, but they're writing on the lines. So if they do this, say, good for you, you did it. Even just one uppercase and then a circle and a line. All right, I work with kids of all ages. Some of them can sit down and they write perfectly on the lines. Good for them. Some of them need some more help. So if I get them even to make the uppercase A and one lowercase a, I'm happy and they're on the road to learning. Okay, so don't worry. Have them use a crayon if they're having trouble. And then we're gonna color that in and encourage them to color as best they can. So I think I'm all set for today's lesson. So I hope I was helpful. If you ever have a question, you can contact me via the website, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you, okay? But the play pets, you can find them probably at a craft store or on Amazon, but that might take a couple days. So don't worry if you don't have the play pet. We made it work. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Hello, let's start our day. There's so much we can do. Come on, let's start our day so you can learn too. Hello, let's start our day. There's so much we can do. Come on, let's start our day so you can learn too. Well, hello everyone! Happy Friday! And we are celebrating our last A Day. Today we are learning all about astronauts. So we are going to have a fun-filled day talking about astronauts, and Snoozer has some real exciting things to share with you today. Right, Snoozer?
Yes, I do!
Yes, he's been so excited all this week. So we finally made it to Friday. Well, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling mad? Are you feeling, okay? Well, I'm feeling pretty good today. So let's sing our welcome song. This is gonna be the last time we're doing Touch Your Wrist and Touch Your Heel. And we will probably add some new things next week. All right, so here we go. Hello everybody, how are you? Hello everybody, how are you? Hello everybody, how are you? How are you today? Hello everybody, clap your hands. Hello everybody, clap your hands. Hello everybody, clap your hands. Clap your hands today. All right, touch your wrist. Hello everybody, touch your wrist. Hello everybody, touch your wrist. Hello everybody, touch your wrist. Touch your wrist today. Now we're gonna pat our heel down here. Hello everybody, tap your heel. Hello everybody, tap your heel. Hello everybody. everybody, tap your heel today. All right, stand up. We're gonna jump up and down. Hello, everybody, jump up and down. Hello, everybody, jump up and down. Hello, everybody, jump up and down. Jump up and down today. All right. Well, that was fun. Well, I'm feeling very happy today. So I have my feeling chart right here on my front cover. But I think I'm going to move it to one of the other pages because I don't want to be taking stuff in and out every day. Oh no, I don't have one. Well, I'll put one right here behind her bingo board. So then it's just there. And if you want to fill in how you're feeling today, you can do that. I have my dry erase marker in my pencil box, and I'm feeling happy. So I'm going to color in my happy face. Around and around and around and around and around and around and around. Well, remember, you can circle it. You can underline it. Whatever you want to do. Or you could even put an X through it. Let me erase that and show you how to make an X. Okay. An X. You make one line across. It could even be a T, because X's are kind of hard at this time of the year. One line this way, one line that way. All right? Just so you select how you're feeling today. All right, I'm going to leave my marker nearby because we're going to be using that later. Okay, well, let's get moving with circle time. All right, we're going to come over here and we're going to count by tens. Do you have your binder set up yet? If you don't, that's okay, because follow along with Mrs. Hamilton. If you do, you should have a pointer, which can be just a pencil, and you should be opened up to this page. It looks like this. And it's just the same as Mrs. Hamilton's. All right, so we're going to touch each word as we sing it. Here we go. I can count by tens. Ready now, let's go. I can count by tens. Here I go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, well now it's time to do our season song. So stand up and let's do our season song. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. 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 There are 4 parts of a year called seasons. Called seasons. Called seasons. There are 4 parts of a year called seasons. Do you know which one that you are in? Woo! Okay, well now we have to find what season we're in. We are still in the same season we were in yesterday. It begins with the letter S, and it's not spring. It's summer. So you're going to take your arrow, if you have your season wheel, and you're going to point it toward summer. If you don't have your season wheel, just look at the word summer. Okay. Well now, did you look up the weather today? If you didn't, then you better stop Mrs. Hamilton's class so you can take a peek. And then I'll meet you right back here and we're gonna do our weather song. It could be warm or hot or cold or windy out, sunny or snowy or cloudy or rainy out. Let's all think of some words we can pick. Let's all look outside to see the weather. Weather today. Let's all look outside to see the weather. Weather out today. It could be warm or hot or cold or windy out, sunny or snowy or cloudy or rainy out. Let's all think of some words we can pick. Okay, well here we go. I looked out my window and do you know what? It felt a little chillier than it's been. It feels like football weather. So I am going to pick the words cold. I was a little cold, but Mrs. Hamilton's always cold. And then it was sunny. So you can choose your weather words at your house. Because when it's sunny and cold here, if you live in a different state, a different area, it might be different at your house. All right, and now vowels. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. And we are going to be pointing to the letter A because it's still A week, and A makes the sound, the circle and the line. All right, well, let's all sit down and get our bodies ready to listen. Okay, well, we are going to be going over the letters and the sounds that each of those letters make. And it's so important to do it every day because as you learn the sounds to each letter, you'll be on the road to reading very soon. Are you ready? Let's go. A, apple. B, bee. C, car. D, doll. E, elf. F, fire. G, goose. H, house. I, ink. J, jet. K, kite. L, lion. M, mouse. N, nut. O, ostrich. P, penguin. Q, queen. R, rose. S, sun. T, turtle. U, umpire. V, vase. W, watch. X, X-ray. Y, yo-yo. Z, zipper. All right, good job. Well, I wanted to show everyone the ant farm. You wouldn't believe how busy those ants have been. I can't keep up with them. Look at all the little paths they have made. Whoops, I moved an ant. They have been busy, making all these tunnels, and they take the sand from the tunnels, and they take a piece of it, and they come up here, and they make this part bigger. And then on the back, they've been making more. So it's been really interesting watching these ants and seeing all the things they've done. And I feed them every 3 days, so I give them a little piece of fruit, and then every 3 days I give them a couple drops of water. And I think last time I gave them too much water because I see a little bit of moisture. It's called condensation on the inside of there, but I think they'll be fine. Okay, so we will be enjoying these for maybe next week, and then maybe I'll let those ants go so they can start exploring the dirt, because this shows what the ants normally do under the ground, and we've gotten the beauty of watching them. But I would like them to go outside so they can go right into the ground under the grass and get into the real dirt and really explore the world, because you wouldn't want to explore the world being in a little box all the time. Okay, well, today we're learning all about astronauts and I don't know if you know, but Snoozer is an astronaut. Right, Snoozer?
Yep.
Yes, Snoozer went up into space on a rocket ship launched by Checkers, the inventor, and we're going to get to watch that launch later today. But I wanted to read you some stories, I put them right here, about astronauts. Now this one is a nonfiction story, and it is called Astronauts. And again, look at this book. It's not really illustrated by anyone. Nobody drew these pictures because they are using real pictures of astronauts. And they wear a very important suit that keeps them safe because it's different up in space than it is in your living room or when you're outside. So this is the big long word, astronauts. Oops, I went a little too far. The author is Charlotte Goulian. All right. Space is up above the sky. People can travel into space. And there's the word space. I have a toy that looks just like this, an Imaginext toy. Astronauts. People who travel into space are called astronauts. Astronauts learn about space. So you have to learn a lot before you go up into space. Did you have to do that, Snoozer?
Yep, I'm a learning robot.
He sure did. Yes, he did. You just can't go up there. You have to learn certain things. Astronauts learn to work in water. Because when you're up in space, you kind of move like you're moving in slow motion. So they practice moving in the water. This is like working in space. So when you're practicing in the water, it's a lot like it is up in space. Astronauts travel in a space shuttle. And look at that. Does that look like your rocket, Snoozer?
Sort of. Not really.
Yeah, his was a little different. It didn't have the launcher on it. It just had the rocket part. The space shuttle takes astronauts into space. So there it is, and look at it, it has wings. Astronauts can see Earth from space. Look at that window, and look at her hair. It's going, woo-hoo. Everything floats in space. So if I was holding my glasses and I let go, they would just float away. Astronauts float in space. Look at that. Looks like fun, doesn't it? Astronauts wear a special suit in space. Astronauts sleep in a special bed. Now let's look at this bed. Do you notice anything about it? Kind of looks like a sleeping bag, but it looks like it zippers all the way up to the top. And there's straps here. What do you think the straps are for? Well, if you said that you would float, you're right. You would just float up. So you have to strap yourself down so you don't float away while you're sleeping. And you bump into things. And it looks like they cover their faces. Astronauts eat special food in space. So their food is called freeze-dried. It doesn't have any liquid in it, so it's not like you could make mac and cheese. You'd have to eat the special astronaut food. Food floats in space. Look at that. Looks like some sort of cereal, and it's just floating. Astronauts are building a space station in space. The space station. And there are lots of space stations in space. Astronauts live on the space station. So they land their rockets on the space station, and then they can go into the big station that's up in space. Astronauts have visited the moon.
Me too!
Yes, Snoozer. Snoozer did go to the moon. But remember, when you have something important to tell Mrs. Hamilton, you really should Raise your hand. They brought moon rocks and dust back to Earth. Look at that. Can you remember? What is this? Do you remember what we called that? It's the food that we eat in space. It's called freeze-dried food. And then here are some important words. Astronaut, a person who travels into space. Space shuttle is a vehicle people use to travel into space. And space station is a place built in space where people can live. And some people spend a long, long time up in that space station, like a whole year. So if you are interested in becoming an astronaut, well, of course you need to be in Mrs. Hamilton's class so you can learn your letters and your sounds and how to write. And then if you really, when you grow up and want to be an astronaut, well, you have to go to a very special school where you do all the things. You learn about space, you learn in the water how it feels to be in space. And there's all kinds of important things that you need to learn. So it's important to study and work hard in school so you can grow up to be an astronaut. Okay. Well, what else was I going to read? I was going to read another book, but I thought maybe we could do our space song. Why don't we do our space song? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Take me to the sun. Take me to the sun. When I get there, I'll go spinning through the air, spinning round the sun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Take me to the moon. Take me to the moon. When I get there, I'll go dancing through the air, dancing on the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Take me to the stars. Take me to the stars. When I get there, I'll go jumping through the air, jumping from star to star. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Take me to the earth. Leave me on the ground. When I get there, I'll be home. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Oh, well, that was fun doing our astronaut song. I love that song. All right, well, I think we are going to be working on writing our letters. And today is a big day because we are going to be using a pencil. And Mrs. Hamilton has her box. Finally, I have a box. So I'm going to get all my things ready. Of course, my pencil wasn't in my box. But you are going to need this sheet. It has some uppercase. It has an uppercase A and a lowercase a. And we are going to be making some uppercase and lowercase A's on the lines where we're going to try our best. because this is our first time ever trying to write the letters this small. We've been making them a little bigger on our board. And this is a picture of a apple. A is for apple. So after we make our A's, then we're going to color in our apple. And if you get this done, that's a huge accomplishment for you. This is hard work. This is like kindergarten work. How exciting. So if you have this sheet, you can put it on top of your binder, right on your binders, because that's going to help us write. Now I have it down here to show you how you should be working, but I'm going to hold my binder up so you can see better. But here's a reminder how you're going to pick up your pencil. Put the point toward you. Get your pinching fingers ready. Pinch, pick up, pull back, and add a third finger. And remember, you should be holding your pencil down at the bottom. All right. So the first one here, I put the dots like we did when we made our Annie alligator, because those slanted lines are tricky. But I also have a dot right here so you know where to start, because it's important when you make letters to have spaces in between your letters. So I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to go right up to this top, and I'm going to make a slanted line. Letter A, A. I can make a great big A. Start up, slide down. Pick your pencil up, go back to that dot. Start up, slide down, and cross it in the middle. How'd you do? We're gonna try it again. Now it's hard to see the colors, but you start your letters at the top, and then we're gonna pass this dotted line and end right here. So look at Mrs. Hamilton's for an example. So you're gonna put your point of your pencil right on this dot, and you're only gonna go past the gate to the ground and stop. Then pick your pencil up. Make the slanted line going the other way. Whee! Stop. And make a line across the middle. All right, we're gonna make two more. Can you do it? Start up, slide down, back up, slide down, and cross it in the middle. Okay, and then we're gonna make one more, if you can. I made it a little close to the end. Start up, slide down, back up, slide down, and cross it in the middle. How'd you do? Now let's make some lowercase a's. So we're gonna start at the dot here. And if you need more time, you can always stop Mrs. Hamilton's class for a minute and finish, because I'm writing a little faster because I'm trying to show everybody. And I sometimes lose track of how fast I'm talking. All right, so to make the lowercase letters, look, you're starting on the red fence area, the little gate. You're not starting up at this top, you're starting at this top, the red line. You're gonna go around, make a circle, close that up, and then you're gonna make a line right next to it. Okay, that's one. How many more do we need to make? 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna start at the dot, make a circle, close it, and then a line kissing it. 2 more. This is a lot of writing, isn't it? A circle, stop, and then a line, kissing, and one more. Circle, line. Well, if you got all that done, now it's time to color your apple. So I drew an apple for you, but I need you to color it in. So I'm gonna find my red crayon. Now, when you have a box of crayons, sometimes you pick one up and it looks like red, but this does not say R-E-D. It says violet red. And that's okay if you use the wrong one. It's kind of pinky. So some girls like that, but I think this one is R-E-D, red. So I'm gonna try and color this in as best I can, going back and forth like this. Try and stay in the lines. If you go out, that's okay, but just try. And don't stay in the same spot. Sometimes when people are learning to color, they keep doing this, and I'm like, but what about the white area? So you have to color all the white inside the red apple. You want to color that so it looks red. Doo-doo-doo. And some people press really hard when they color, which uses a lot of hand strength, so you don't have to push that hard, especially if your hand is tired, because we've just written a bunch of letters, and that's a lot for a little child like you. All right, and then I'm just gonna make my leaf. So I'm gonna put that down, get my green crayon, G-R-E-E-N, green. How'd you do? Now, if you're a little older and you know how to write words, you can try and write the word A-P-P-L-E, apple, all by yourself up here. If you're younger, you don't have to do that because you've already done this, because everyone is different ages in Mrs. Hamilton's class. All right, well, good for you if you did it. I'm gonna give you a high five. Let's do way up high in an apple tree. Get 3 red apples ready. Way up high in an apple tree. 3 red apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came an apple. It was good. Way up high in an apple tree. 2 red apples smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came an apple. It was good. Way up high in an apple tree. 1 red apple smiled down at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could. Down came the apple and it was good. Let's sing I have 10 little fingers. I have 10 little fingers and they all belong to me. And I can make them do things. Would you like to see? I can shut them up tight. I can open them wide. I can clap them together. And I can make them hide. I can put them up high. I can put them down low. I can roll them around and fold them just so. Let's do 3 little monkeys swinging on a tree. So get 3 little monkeys ready. 3 little monkeys swinging on a tree. Teasing Mr. Alligator, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, hungry as can be. Snap! 2 little monkeys swinging on a tree. Teasing Mr. Alligator, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, hungry as can be. Snap! 1 little monkey swinging on a tree. Teasing Mr. Alligator, you can't catch me. Along comes Mr. Alligator, hungry as can be. Snap! No more monkeys swinging on a tree. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're angry and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're angry and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you're sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you're sad and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're sad and you know it, cry boo-hoo, boo-hoo. If you're excited and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're excited and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're excited and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're excited and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! All right, so I'm going to get my book, Checkers and Snoozer. It is called Checkers and Snoozer. How did you get in that book, Snoozer? Yes, this book was written by Checkers the inventor. So it's called Checkers and Snoozer, Snoozer's Science Adventure. And the illustrator is Rachel D'Annunzio. So she helped write this book with Checkers, and she drew these pictures. She did a pretty good job. That looks just like Checkers and just like you. Oh, Checkers and Snoozer, Snoozer's Science Adventure. That's a puzzle. If you have this book, you can try and find all the puzzles in the book. In the town of Fuzzleland, Snoozer the robot awoke one beautiful summer morning. The sun had just begun to rise, making its way to a place high in the sky. The birds were already chirping, telling everyone to get up and come out to play. Boy, oh boy, was it going to be a great day. Looks like a fun house and a fun car. Checkers the inventor has a car that's all checkered like that. Snoozer was excited to start the day and do something very special with his pal, Checkers the inventor. From the bottom bunk of his custom-made robot bed invented by Checkers himself, Snoozer thought of all the different things there were to do on a nice summer day. Finally, Snoozer thought of the perfect activity to do that day. He called up Checkers on the top bunk. Hey, Checkers, are you awake? Did you really scream that loud, Snoozer? Checkers, I have come up with a great way to spend our day. Would you like to guess? Checkers was always up for a good game. He began trying to guess what Snoozer could possibly be thinking. The park? Nope. Checkers guessed again. The ice cream parlor? Nope, not that either. I'll give you 3 hints. It's fun, it's big, it's filled with all kinds of science stuff. Do you know where they're going? The Science Museum! That's it! Oh, wow, great idea, Snoozer. I can't wait to go check out that room full of weather machines that show how wind and rain are created. Me too, Checkers. My favorite is the room with all the special inventions. I like the one that can wash windows all by itself. Have you ever been to the Science Museum? There's all kinds of exciting things to do there. I wonder what the special summer exhibit is this year. The two friends hopped onto their inventor's computer and looked up the Science Museum online. Oh my goodness, Snoozer! This is so special! There is a new space exhibit to celebrate the first time someone walked on the moon back in 1969. Did you know that my mom and dad watched when this happened on TV? The first person walked on the moon. It inspired everyone to rethink what was possible. This sounds like the perfect adventure for us today, my friend. Checkers and Snoozer drove off with the windows open to the Science Museum. Snoozer loved the smell of morning summer air. Look at his trunk. They passed Mrs. Blossom's flower farm, where her beautiful sunflower garden was just starting to bloom for the season. My nose feels a little tingly. Golly, Snoozer said. Uh-oh, Snoozer, we better close those windows. You are allergic to pollen, remember? So when you have allergies, sometimes it makes you want to sneeze. But it was too late. Ah! Ah! Achoo! Snoozer's sneeze blew Checker's snack all over the car. Gesundheit, Snoozer. Snoozer opened his eyes to see that Checker's snack was all over the floor. Sorry about your snack, Checkers. That was nice of you, Snoozer. It's always nice to say sorry when something happens that you didn't mean to happen. That's okay, Snoozer. No sense crying over spilled trail mix. Besides, this is why we make a great team. You can make mistakes and clean them up together. Snoozer smiled so big he felt lucky to have a friend like Checkers. Snoozer cleaned up all of the mess using his special vacuum powers just as Checkers arrived at the museum. Do you know that Snoozer is a vacuum cleaner? So he is able to clean up his mess, right, Snoozer?
Yes.
Checkers and Snoozer bought their ticket at the museum welcome counter. They found a map and followed the sign to the brand new space exhibit. Boy, oh boy, the museum was big. Space, welcome to the moon. There was so much to see. They both got to pretend to be astronauts and played a game that showed what it was like to land a rocket ship on the moon. Then they found a display that included all kinds of freeze-dried space food, like we were talking about. They even found a super important space vacuum called a dustbuster. You see, Snoozer, it is an inventor's job to create all these special things so that people can travel to space. And that same technology is what I used earlier to clean the car. That's right. That's right, Snoozer. The more we can solve problems for different projects like traveling to space, the more solutions we have here on Earth as well. The two friends continued to walk through the space exhibit. In the next room, they were in for a big surprise. Oh my goodness, Snoozer said. They even have space dust that was collected from the surface of the moon. Snoozer, Checkers warned. Be careful, you are allergic to dust. What could that mean? This says moon dust. I hope he doesn't sneeze. But Snoozer had already wheeled too far ahead and did not hear Checkers' warning. Ah! Ah! Achoo! Snoozer sneezed and the space dust flew everywhere. Oh no, Snoozer thought. What have I done? Snoozer felt so embarrassed. He knew how special moon dust was. But when he looked behind him, he was surprised to see that Checkers and the other museum visitors were all covered in dust and laughing. Snoozer, don't worry, that dust isn't the actual moon dust. It is just sand for kids to play in. The real moon dust is safe under the glass display here. Checkers pointed to another display where the dust was safe and sound. Well, I'm glad people didn't mind getting covered in dust. Checkers gave Snoozer a pat, and the two walked into the last room of the exhibit. As they were leaving, they noticed a picture of Neil Armstrong stepping off of Apollo 11 and onto the surface of the moon. A caption underneath read, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." And that was a very exciting day when an astronaut stepped on the moon. Later, Snoozer and Checkers brushed their teeth to get ready for bed that night. They looked out the window at the big, bright moon outside. You know, Checkers, I I think I'd like to visit the moon someday. Checker smiled at Snoozer. You know, buddy, I was thinking the same thing. The end. What a great story. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun, Antonio? Listening to a story of your friend, Snoozer?
I loved it!
Very nice. Okay. Well, we are going to be making our craft for the day, and this one's a little different than the ones that we've been doing the rest of the time that we've been in school. So this either looks like this, so it's already cut out for you, or maybe an adult needs to still cut it out for you. But the first thing we're going to do, so here is a rocket that looks just like the one that we're going to see Snoozer go up into space with. And there's Snoozer in the window. So I think this needs a little color, so we need to make it look like a rocket. So I'm going to put this paper on my board, and I'm going to color it. So you can make your rocket any color you want. And I look in my pencil box here. I think I'm gonna make mine more traditional. I'm gonna make mine gray, but you can color yours any way you want. So I'm just gonna try and do this really quickly, but you can stop the tape if you wanna do a really careful job. So I'm just gonna make it gray, and I'm going back and forth, and I'm holding my crayon the same way I do a pencil. So you shouldn't be doing this. No, don't do that. 3 fingers down at the bottom, and on the bottom, not in the middle. It takes a lot of practice to become a good colorer. Do the windows. And you can always send pictures to Mrs. Hamilton of your projects. I would love to see. So if your mom or your dad or whoever, your adult person that watches you, goes onto the website, they can contact me and say, I'd like to send a picture. Okay, there we go. Not my best work. I was really trying to go quickly, but I'm gonna cut this out, and you should have an adult person, or if you're a good cutter, you don't have to cut right up against it, just kind of around it. And be careful, don't cut on the line like this and cut the top of your rocket off. That happens. That happens in Mrs. Hamilton's class a lot. We make mistakes, but that's okay. Nothing that a little tape wouldn't fix. So I got my rocket, and we're gonna make that rocket launch. So, if you have one of these, the little plastic thing, but your mom or adult person would have to order it. So if you don't have one, that's okay. We're gonna do something else. But then this would have to be taped onto the back. So I'm just gonna pretend I'm putting the tape on here, and the hole should be on the bottom. If you don't have one of these, you are gonna need a little tube. So we need to cut out this rectangle. So just like our song, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. We are gonna make our spaceship launch and blast off into space. So I cut out my little square. I'm gonna be rolling it in, and that's kind of hard for a little kid, so an adult should probably roll it, and it needs to be bigger than the straw. So does the straw fit in there? Yep. So put a little piece of tape to attach it. It's like a little tube. It's like an ant tunnel. And then one end of that needs to be closed, because that is what's gonna make it go up into space. Not really, just pretend. So I'm just gonna fold a piece of tape on it. And then we're gonna add that to the back of the spaceship. So then I'm gonna get another piece of tape, and I'm not gonna squeeze it too hard and make my tube get all flat like a pancake. Just gently. All right, now once you get that set up, and you might need to stop the tape so you can do this along with Mrs. Hamilton and all our friends in Mrs. Hamilton's class. So you're gonna need a straw. You're gonna stick the straw in your tube. And if you have this tube, don't push it too hard, just lightly. And if you have this one with the little pipette on it, you stick your straw in like that. It's ready to go. Do you think mine's gonna launch? Let's see. So when you're ready, turn it like this, and we're gonna go 5, 4. Well, I won't do it yet. 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna blow on the straw. And then your ship will go whoop, up. All right, should we try? If you're not ready, stop Mrs. Hamilton's class, and then we can all do it together. So get your straw ready. Are we ready now? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! And you can do it again and again. It's so fun. Let me try my other one with my pipette. So after you make it launch, you have to go and get it again. Try not to bite down on your straw, because if your straw gets flat, then you can't blow from it anymore. And you can do it again and again. So if you want to make your rocket launch before we watch our special video of Snoozer going up to the moon, make sure you finish launching your rocket, and then you can pay careful attention to our special movie, because it's very exciting to watch Snoozer go up into space. I can't wait to watch. So let's take a little break and watch Snoozer go up to the moon, and then I'll meet you right back here to say goodbye.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You ready? Okay, Snoozer, let's check your vitals. Got your moon food, your map, and your bubbles. Everything good?
Beep beep.
Hey, buddy. You excited? All right, I'm going to head inside, and we will take off in approximately 5 minutes.
Explore, perform, discover, climb into outer space, go on a rescue mission, take the Mammoth Starship at the new Imagination Destination exhibit.
Greetings. Incoming message.
There you are. Snoozer, I'm in. Do you copy?
Beep boop 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 boop.
English, snoozer. Wait 1 second, I didn't activate your voice box. Okay, how about now?
Yes, I'm all set.
Good. All right, give me a second here. I'm gonna get this launch going.
Accessing the main frame. Scanning. Scanning. Verifying. Verifying. All phases complete. Launch sequence activated.
Okay, great.
Two minutes.
Let me see the rocket one more time. Give me a camera 5, left side.
5 activated.
Okay, just pan down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Zoom in on that. Oh boy.
Oh boy, what?
Snoozer, we have a problem.
What?
Snoozer, there is a hole in the rocket.
Oh my gosh! Can you cancel it?
I am unable to comply.
Well, that's just great. Now I'm stuck here. Can you at least plug the hole?
Maybe. Yes, Snoozer, my cool tool. If I can freeze the hole with the cool tool, it might become airtight and it might work.
1 minute.
Hurry! Do you remember where the entrance is?
Yes, maybe?
Okay, I'm activating my mapping code, just in case.
This wasn't it.
No, that's Wegmans. What is with you in Wegmans?
What? It's a quality supermarket. This isn't it either.
No, it's Sesame Street.
Really? Wow. Hey, did you know Sesame Street started in 1969, the very same year as the Apollo 11 moon landing? Fascinating.
Yes, fascinating. Hurry up!
Okay, where am I going?
Look for the sign that says Field of Play.
Yes, this is it.
And try to pretend you're in a hurry.
Ooh, Snoozer. The Toy Hall of Fame is just up there. Do you mind if I check it out?
You've got to be kidding.
Yes, I'm kidding. I'm on the way.
No, no, yes, no, yes.
Hold on, Snoozer. I'm coming.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Goodbye.
Yes! I can't believe that actually worked. Snoozer, that was close.
Well, wow, that was so fun. That is really exciting. It inspires me, Snoozer, to maybe go back to school to be an astronaut. Or you can become an inventor to make all the things that make spaceships work. There's so many things that you can do when you get older. It's exciting just to think about it. All right, well, I had so much fun learning all about the letter A with you this week. And we're going to say goodbye to A. Goodbye, A. I'm going to take them off the board because next week we're going to be learning about a whole new letter. Do you know what comes after A? A, B. We're going to be learning all about B and having a different theme to explore and learn about every day next week. I'm really proud of how well everyone is listening and learning and doing all the exciting things that we do in Mrs. Hamilton's class. I'm real proud of you, and I look forward to seeing you all on Monday for B Week. Hooray! today. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Hi, this is Sandy Hamilton. I hope everyone is enjoying my on-demand classroom. I am really excited to see the growth your child makes this year. Please take the necessary time to download and prepare the materials for each daily lesson. Your child will only benefit the most from attending class if they can fully participate. Please let me know in the comments section below the video what you like most about Mrs. Hamilton's classroom. I would really appreciate it if you would tell friends and family members about Mrs. Hamilton's classroom. Please also share it on social media. Your word-of-mouth testimonial is my best form of advertising, and I really appreciate it.